most difficult thing we've done. The most difficult thing we've done so far. Proud of each other. और ऐसे ही एक दूसरे को पुश करना है बॉयज. पाजी ऐसे ही एक दूसरे को पुश करना है. Yes. So proud of you.
I climb to kill my doubts. That is the only reason I climb.
I am exposed to new threats, new challenges, new toughness, new problems. And each time I try to rise to that occasion, I grow as a person, I evolve, I expose my mind and body to new thoughts, new feelings which I would never if I lived in my comfort zone.
Boots and Crampons, one of India's top mountain expedition companies, led a team of mountaineers for the Kang Yatse II expedition in August 2022. The Kang Yatse II is a 6,250 meter high peak located deep in the Malkha Valley, part of the Hemis National Park in Ladakh. We were a team of 27 mountaineers from all across India.
When I started trekking in the Himalayas, I realized that people are just something different in the mountains. Like the same person you meet in the city is not the same person you meet in the mountains. And if I'm being completely honest, in the city, it's very easy to listen to everyone else. It's very easy to listen to the fear. And when I come to the mountains, I'm able to listen more to myself and I'm able to listen more to what the mountains are saying.
I love trekking, I love mountains, not because of some fitness test. This is the place where I meet myself. This is a place where I'm true to myself. And this is the place where I get to know about things which I otherwise would not have known ever in my life.
End of the day, it really just comes down to surrounding yourself with friends who are more like family. That's what I look forward to when I come here.
Guys, please pay attention. Right, so before we start, two things which we always keep in mind. First is safety. Okay, right now we have started climbing, so make sure safety is first and foremost. Come what may, we will not compromise on that. Right. Second is summit. Anybody who comes in between B and C and summit is going to get rogered. So please make sure you give your best, keeping safety in mind. Most of the time we don't tell people to turn back while climbing because you've put in so much of effort. We also want everyone who's come here to summit. But once we tell you, please listen.
What lay ahead after the start were days of bonding, creating memories and stories, and above all, cherishing each moment in the majestic Himalayas.
I have been married for past 27 years and I have a special child who is 21 years old. So my journey with life has been very, very different from other set of parents, and it is a blessing to rear a special child and to help him achieve, cross all the barricades. I educated him, I made him able, and I always believed in life that we come with an objective on this earth to achieve certain things, to grow, to bloom ourselves apart from always being in the comfort zone. And as a person, I've always liked to be in the non-comfort zone because that's how I have been offered the meals by Almighty.
We're all aging, right? We all keep growing older. I don't want to become a cranky old woman. I want to keep growing, keep evolving, and I can only do that if there is change in my life and a challenge, and I have to keep adapting. If I'm stuck in my comfort zone, I'll never grow.
As we followed the Marka River upstream, the terrain keep getting tougher, the gradient steeper, and the air thinner. And soon, a few minutes before the Thachungse camp, the mighty Kang Yatse revealed itself in full glory, leaving us in awe.
The last 4 days have been a mixed bag of getting warmed up for the first 2 days. The first 2 day walks were comparatively small, and the altitude gain was not as much. But I think that also gave the team to get to know each other, as well as the operational crew, which I think is so important. Third day was the longest walk so far, 18 kilometers, and fourth day was not as long, but it was by far the most important day because we gained a lot of altitude. I think almost 1,000 meters was gained in about 5 or 6 hours. Now we are at base camp, and the spirits are so high. I mean, I can't even tell you. Boys and girls are roaring to go. The weather was a little scary last night. It was extremely windy and cold, but God willing and weather willing, I am of no doubt that the entire crew is going to climb, and we're going to get a 100% success rate.
The entire team, the behavior of the team is like it's like a family atmosphere. So we are really enjoying. So today we are resting at our base camp because that is where we are attempting tomorrow. And we just did our practice with crampons and harness and maybe a little bit of chilling out. And looking forward to summiting tomorrow along with this great team of Boots and Crampons.
Trekla is a band of brothers who climb together. So you can just imagine when 10 climbers who've known each other for 7-8 years and have climbed together for 7-8 years, when they come together, the camaraderie is just off the chain. We literally have to hold each other back because in the mountains you need to be calm and you need to take things slowly. So we are really looking forward to this. We're watching each other's back. We're making sure that everybody is healthy. We're making sure that our minds are in the right place. We've had a lot of fun the first 4 days, but the fun is over now. It's really time to test the metal, what we are made of. But like I've always said, I've never considered trekking an individual sport. I'm here to make sure that my entire Trekla team gets to the top.
We did the puja at the base camp, seeking blessings from the mountain gods, and began our summit push in the night.
So on the summit night, I was very excited. I was looking forward to the climb. I had no idea how difficult it would be, how cold it would be, how windy it would be, how the altitude would affect me.
There was pin-drop silence at the campsite, and you could feel that tension in the air. Everyone had one thing on their mind: summit. We left the campsite at 10:46 p.m. It was a extremely quiet and calm night, and that's when it all began.
We started the climb at 10:40 p.m. The climb was going well. I was coping well. It was slightly tough, not very tough, but it was a long climb to the advanced base camp. We nearly reached there, and approximately at a height of 5,500 meters, Mamta started having some problem with the altitude.
There was a lot of uncertainty. The overwhelming feeling at that moment was definitely anticipation. But on the way up, that uncertainty proved itself to be the more dominant reason, because unfortunately, as we were nearing the 5,500 meter mark, I started feeling dizzy, and I believe it was the altitude that had an effect on my body, which would only have gotten worse had we gone up further. It was more important to think of health as opposed to thinking of the summit, and I was very grateful in that moment that Rommel came up to us where we were, and he advised us to go down, and he was supportive and encouraging of everything, and that meant more than anything.
Virupaji was in front of me throughout the final push. We had agreed that we will take it slow and decided on a 15 steps, 15-second break method. Personally, for the first time in the climb, I was not anxious, I wasn't stressed, and I actually began to enjoy the climb. अंदर से वो विक्ट्री वाली फीलिंग आनी चालू हो गई थी कि अब तो हर हालत में समिट होना ही है. As we got closer to the summit, Abhishek and Sam were yelling, cheering the team on. भाइयों की आवाज़ सुन के ना एक ऐसा जोश आ गया था. I told Paji, चलो अब थोड़ी पेस बढ़ाओ, अब रुका ही नहीं जा रहा. I took my final step to enter the summit at 10:01 a.m. I had reached Kang Yatse II summit. Chetan, Ankit, Abhishek and Sam were soaking the sun along with a group of Sherpas. There were high fives, there were hugs. But it was maybe 5 minutes after the entire team had reached that emotions took over. Jayesh and Karan had been fighting sleep. Abhishek had thoughts of his son Ayush back at the base camp on his mind. Sam and I had gone through a drastic personal transformation to summit this peak. So you can imagine everyone was a little teary-eyed.
साले तुम वो भाई हो जो